Hello friends, this is Gopal Sharma. Welcome you all in the CSI Net lecture series. This is the lecture 4 of linear algebra. In this lecture, we are going to recall some important results and properties of linear transformation. So without wasting time, let's start. So linear transformation. Let V over the field F is a vector space and W over the field F is another vector space. Then a map T from vector space B to W is linear map if it satisfies the following two conditions. The first condition is T of x plus y equal to T of x plus T of y for every x or y belongs to vector space B. And the second condition is T of some scalar alpha times x is equal to alpha times T of x for every scalar alpha belongs to field F and for every x belongs to vector space B. So if T satisfies these two conditions, then we say that T is a linear map or a linear transformation from vector space B to W. Now, the range space of T. Range space of T or the image space of T is the space of T of x such that x belongs to B. Okay, and this is a subspace of the vector space W. The dimension of range space of T is a rank of T. Okay, now the null space of T is a set of all those x belongs to vector space B such that T of x equal to 0, and this is a subspace of vector space B. The dimension of null space of T is a nullity of the linear transformation T. Okay. Now the isomorphism theorems. T be a linear transformation from vector space B to W. Okay, and N of T is a null space of T. Then the first isomorphism theorem is saying that vector space B over null space of T is isomorphic to image space of T, that means range space of T. If the vector space B is a finite dimensional vector space, then dimension of B over B modulo N of T is equal to dimension of image space of T. This implies that dimension of vector space B minus dimension of null space of T is equal to dimension of image space of T, which is rank of T. This implies that dimension of vector space B is equal to rank of T plus nullity of T. Okay, this is the famous rank nullity theorem. Okay, this is very important theorem. Now the second isomorphism theorem is saying that if W1 and W2 are two subspecies of vector space V, then W1 plus W2 modulo W1 is isomorphic to W2 modulo W1 intersection W2. Okay. The third isomorphism theorem is saying that if W1 and W2 are two vector subspecies of vector space V and W1 is subspace of W2, then V modulo W1 modulo W2 modulo W1 is isomorphic to V modulo W2. So these were isomorphism theorems. Now let's do some properties of linear transformations. Properties of linear transformation. The first property is if the linear transformation T is 1 1 and on 2, then T is invertible. And its inverse is also a linear transformation from vector space W to V if T is a linear transformation from V to W. Now the second property is very important. Okay. This is saying that if T is a linear transformation from vector space V to W, then this T is invertible if and only if there exists some linear transformation S from vector space V to V such that T composition S is equal to identity. This is equal to S composition T. Okay. This is important result. Now the third property is also very important. If V and W are two finite dimensional vector space and T be a linear map from vector space V to W, then if dimension of vector space P is less than dimension of vector space W, then this implies that T cannot be onto. T cannot be onto linear transformation. And if dimension of vector space P is greater than dimension of W, then this implies that T cannot be 1 1. The fourth property is if T be a linear operator from vector space V to V and this vector space V is finite dimensional vector space, then if rank of the linear transformation T is equal to rank of T square, then the intersection of rank space of T with the null space of T is a zero space. That means rank space of T intersect with the null space of T trivially, and in that case vector space V will be direct sum of rank space of T and null space of T. Okay. Vector space B is equal to rank space of T to the power k direct sum null space of T to the power k for some positive integer k. Okay, this is always true for every linear operator T. The sixth property is saying that if T be a linear operator from vector space P to V and A be the matrix representation of T, then the first thing is determinant of T is same as the determinant of matrix A. Trace of T is same as the trace of matrix A. And the third thing is rank of T is same as rank of matrix A. These results are true only if vector space P is a finite dimensional vector space. Okay. For the infinite dimensional vector space, these results are not true. Now let's recall some very important results about linear transformation. The first result is if set S, x1, x2 and so on xn of a vector space V is linearly independent and T be a linear transformation from vector space V to W, then T of S need not be linearly independent. That means an image of a linearly independent set under the transformation T need not be linearly independent. Okay, but if the image T of S is linearly independent, then this will imply that S is linearly independent. Okay. Now the second result is if the set S is linearly dependent, then this implies that T of S is linearly dependent. That means every linear transformation T maps a linearly dependent set to a linearly dependent set. Okay. Now there are some cases where T maps a linearly independent set to a linearly independent set. Okay. What are those cases? Let's recall them. Very important theorem. Okay. The statement of the theorem is, let V and W are two finite dimensional vector space such that dimension of vector space P is same as dimension of vector space W, and let T be a linear transformation from vector space P to W. Then the following results are equivalent, or the following conditions are equivalent. The first condition is T is invertible. The second thing is T is non-singular. That means null space of T is a trivial space. T is 1, 1 or T is on 2. T maps a basis set to a basis set, or T maps a linearly independent set to a linearly independent set. This implies that okay, if T is a isomorphism or T is a bijective map, then T maps linearly independent set to a linearly independent set, or T maps a basis set to a basis set. Okay, these are very important results. Okay, CSIR have asked question from these results. Okay, this is it for today. In the next lecture, we will do some problems based on CSIR NET exams. Okay, so thank you all.